On lunchtime, this is All Angles here on eNCA. Good afternoon, I'm Ntsako. Of course, it is that time of the day when we give you an update on what's been happening around the world. We've been following up on stories for you, but today, the only thing that matters is the Springboks. Here is your lunchtime update. We've got our reporters out and about, of course, here at the OR Tambo International Airport, which is where our sports editor Vata Ngobeni and I are at for you. But we also have Gareth Edwards, who is with fans, and we've got Ntsako Mkhari. I believe Ntsako is outside the stadium watching for the players who are leaving. Let's start with you, Gareth. I know that South Africans are still here. They are not planning to leave anytime soon.
No, it certainly doesn't look like it, judging by everyone that is still here. Obviously, they've taken the day off work, or they've said they're going to be in a little bit later, so all of them are still here. I just saw Mama Joy, actually, just leaving the airport about 10-15 minutes ago. She was actually just behind me down towards the press conference where that room was, and she was taking time with some fans and getting some photos done. A lot of the Springboks who weren't in the press conference also behind me ahead of that press briefing were stopping with the fans. You were seeing Cheslin, you were seeing Faf, who, by the way, I accidentally said Faf du Plessis on air this morning with Vata Ngobeni. Obviously, I mean Faf de Klerk. Apologies, Fafi. The Vuvuzelas are still going now. This party's not going to be stopping anytime soon. They're here for a good time. They're here for as many selfies and photos of what really, Ntsako, was a historic day. You're going to remember this the same way we remembered 1995, 2007, 2019, and of course now 2023, which is wonderful seeing Sia coming in with the trophy held up high. What was lovely about it, the trophy was handed down to each player as they were coming through the arrival terminals here. I did hear a few fans just saying they went through quite quickly. They didn't really get a chance to see their heroes, but I'm sure they had a very long flight. It's been a long campaign, and I think some of them were hoping the Springboks would stand around for a little bit longer, but I'm sure we all understand, exhausting trying to win a World Cup. They did it, and I'm sure they just want to get to a hotel and just have a couple of days off. But Sia stopping for photos, Archie Sneeman stopping for photos, Umbanambi stopping for photos, everyone, as best they could from the players' side. Even Rassie Erasmus, who looked exhausted, by the way, stopping for a couple of pics with some fans earlier.
All right, let's take it to Ntsako Mkhari, Pravi, who is, of course, outside. And Pravi, I'll let you ask him the question this lunchtime update. For me, I'm just happy the Webb Ellis Cup is back where it belongs.
Ntsako, it's back home. Yeah. I think everyone has been waiting for this moment. And yeah, to you, Ntsako, please give us an update on what the fans have been saying, because they've waited since the morning for the trophy to arrive, and they got a glimpse of it.
Tavi, I actually haven't gone outside yet because the party is still inside. Lots of fans are still here taking pictures with each other. And, it just simplifies and signifies, rather, the beauty of this country now. And it also just shows how this has now transcended more than sports. The Springboks are no longer in this airport, but the people here are still together and are still taking pictures with each other. And, they also just speak about how important this victory was for them and how South Africa actually needed this. I mean, as you know, we're going through a lot as a country with load shedding, the dire economic strains, but these people have come out here and say, here's a bit of joy that we will get from these guys, and these are the guys that give us joy every single week or every single time they put on a Springbok jersey, even if it's just for 80 minutes. I will turn here now and speak to them. I actually found this young lady here who's also just been here since very, very early. She says actually that she got to see some of her favorite Springboks. Sisi, you've seen the Boks. They've lifted the trophy, lifting it for the fourth time now. Just tell me what's going through your mind, or what was going through your mind when you saw them come out.
I was actually excited. I was very excited to see Eben especially, and then I got to see him, but it was very cold and it was raining, but I'm so happy that they won. We're happy as a country, we're happy as a nation, everyone's happy, so yeah.
And there you go. Happy to see Eben Etzebeth, happy to see Siam Kolisi. Sir, you are also here very, very early. I think we would have also seen the Springboks. Maybe just what's going through your mind?
Yeah, this is a significant time to be here to support our heroes. Our heroes made us proud. Our heroes made us realize that together we can make it. Our heroes made us that we are one nation, and together we can make it, but divided will fall.
And maybe if you could just tell me, who's your favorite Springbok in this team?
Andre Pollard. Pollard is my favorite because he can really score those penalties.
And there, Masuko, you have it. You know, Andre Pollard was very, very crucial in that Rugby World Cup final, and I know how happy you are also to see him. Maybe, ma'am, who's your favorite Springbok in this team?
Enneberg and Collis.
So the captain and even Itzebeth are your favorite Springboks. Oh, and the coach, Jacques Ninaba. And speaking of Jacques Ninaba, Tavi, you know, when we were in that press conference, he spoke about the succession plan now of the Springboks, seeing that now he vacates his position to go over to Leinster. And he says that South African rugby is in safe hands. He says we do not have to worry about anything with the leadership of Rassie Erasmus and also with the leadership of Mr. Mark Alexandra at the helm. So they will have to go on now to look for a new coach. But for now, the celebrations will go on. There is that trophy tour which starts on Thursday, which will go to Pretoria, Johannesburg, as well as Soweto, and then move on to Cape Town on that Friday. And Saturday, they will be in Durban before the tour concludes in East London on Sunday.
Right, Ntsako Mkhari, outside the airport, and that was your lunchtime update here on All Angles with our anchors. Gareth Edwards was with us earlier, and he's been here since 6 in the morning along with Bravi and Ntsako Mkhari, our sports anchor outside of the OR Tambo International Airport. Bravi, it just feels so good to be South African right now.
No, it does, Masuko. And these are the little moments that we need to treasure. Because at times we live in a country of hopelessness, and when we get a moment like this, we need to really hold on to it. But as I said earlier on, we need to use this moment to inspire us to have many other more moments like these, so they build up into something big, so that this country can get moving, and not just get moving, but moving forward and moving to great things, because we know the potential that lies within the people of this country. And what we have as a nation. So we need to remain the leaders, not just of rugby. We need to remain the leaders of the world, not just of the African continent, because we've got the potential as a people.
All right, it looks like, Gareth, I'm actually looking, I'm sorry for turning my back on the viewers, but I'm looking at Gareth and I'm waving at him. Gareth, you are surrounded by more fans.
Yeah, we are. Welcome back again, everyone. I wasn't able to find any fans earlier. Now, apparently, I've found all the fans that are... So I'm going to just try and grab a couple of people. Sir, you were here first. Let's quick message for the Springboks.
To the Springbok, I would like to say thank you very much, guys, for making us proud. Even though you almost stopped our hearts, but you fought, you went there to Paris, you went there to France to bring it home. You really, really made us the country proud. Even so, there was Doomsayas who were saying we must not support the Springbok because they are it's a team for the white people. But I want to say to them, all the politicians near Parliament, you must stop that nonsense of yours. This team, it is for South Africa. Yeah. When they go there, they sing because it's Africa. The flag is South Africa. I want to thank you boys for fighting. You sweat blood. We saw you. You did everything to the best of your ability because you have the interest of the country at heart.
I want to talk to the best wig. That's here. Talk to me quickly. Message for the Springboks.
Yes.
I'm not sure how else I'm going to get in here. We got selfies going on. We got fans. All right, everyone. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Springboks. 1, 2, 3.
Well done, Springbok. Well done.
Okay, I'm going to try and get out of a scrum. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Thanks, everyone. That's all the fans for now that I can find. Thank you.
Springbok.
It's so
Well
noisy
done,
down there.
Springbok.
Understandably,
Well
I mean, South
done.
Africans are ecstatic. For me, Pravi, the surprise was when I saw my mom start to watch the rugby. My mom's not really a sports person, but I told her after 2019, I said to her, you have to watch the rugby this year because it's probably coming back.
And this is the thing, Ntsako, about this team, and the fact that they reflect everyone in society. And you look at that management team, and you look at the amount of women that are in that management team. Going back to the 2019 World Cup, South Africa had the most amount of women in the management team than any other team at the World Cup. And I'm certain that at this World Cup, it was the same case. So again, you know, you look at all cultures are represented. Almost all religions are represented in this team. You know, and people from all walks of life, from all kinds of provinces, you know, in this country are represented in this team. And this is where the Springboks have been able to capture, you know, the hearts and soul of this nation, is that they represent not just rugby people, they represent the people, you know. So, you know, as the Freedom Charter would say, we as the people, you know, of South Africa. This team is we the people of South Africa. So I'm not surprised that your mom, you know, sees herself in some of these players and some of the management team. You know, there are Tswana-speaking people within the team. And, even at Jerome Mombati, the doctor, the team doctor as well. So again, you know, they are a reflection of who we are as a people. And this World Cup victory was for the people. It was not for the rugby people. It was not for when you look at the team and say maybe it's made up of Sharks players or Bulls players. No. This one was for South African people. It was for the normal man and woman who walks the streets of this country every single day just to try and eke out a living. This victory was for them, and that's why even in my family, we gather around for the England game. And I remember telling Sally I could not watch it because after 20 minutes I just said to myself, my heart cannot handle this anymore. And we're the smallest of kids in the family. To my aunt who's 78 years old, but she's a rugby nut. But I mean, everyone else in the family was literally glued to the TV set. People who don't even care about sport. But this time around, and they would tell you about the players. I mean, my son can easily ramble the names of the rugby players. Not that he shouldn't be able to, but he can say it, and his interest is not that much in rugby. But when that happens, and you see, people who don't even care about sport know who a Sia Kolis is, a 100 Pollard is, a Mani Lupok is, Eben Etzebeth is now Elizabeth. Elizabeth. So again, it speaks to how this team has transcended rugby and has transcended sport, and is now the heart and soul of this country.
And I mean, for me also, I know that we kept singing his praises. I mean, but Sia Kolisi, what a captain, man! What a captain! What a person who, was able to motivate the team. Be disciplined. Unlike the New Zealand captain when he was in the naughty corner, it had to be upgraded to red because he couldn't be disciplined. And Sia knew how difficult that game would be on Saturday. I mean, it's New Zealand; those are our arch rivals. But he managed to make sure that the team keeps the discipline.
I think, Ntsako, not enough can be said about Sia Kolis. And I know some of the, foreign media will say, oh, there they go again, about our country. But it is about our country. Sia said, I can't put this into words, what this means winning the World Cup. It's beyond what happens on the rugby field. For our people, this is hope. He said, you've got to come to South Africa. You've got to come and see this country, this beautiful country of ours, but this country that is riddled with so many challenges. But this country that has got so many people who, I don't know how it is, are so hopeful every single day that they wake up. So this trophy is for them. And you must come and see it and understand the hardships that they go through and what this means. So again, from someone who understands hopelessness to someone who now inspires hope in millions of people. Sia Kolisi, there are no words for clear, for Kwash. Umntana okhuliswa ngumakhulu wakhe, umntana okhule kwisithathu sesizwide, umntana okhulele Stone Throw away from Eqqa Stadium, utata wethu abantu abamnyama, abantu bomgquba, abantwana bomgquba embhoxweni, utata wethu abantu abamnyama was a politiki.
Yes.
Eastern Cape.
And
You know, so again, you know, Siya Kolisi has carried the hopes of black people in this country.
Yes.
But also carried the hopes of white people in this country. His wife Rachel and him, the work that they do outside of rugby is phenomenal.
Yeah, she's the perfect partner for him.
You know, and you couldn't have found a more united and rainbow nation like the Kolisi family at the moment.
Exactly. And for me also, literally like his name, Siyamthanda great. We really, really do. I'm trying with the Xhosa thing.
Simthanda. Sohlala simthanda.
Siyahlala
Kuba
simthanda.
siyamthanda wethu siyamthanda Kolisi.
Let's just quickly take you to Percival Young, our sports reporter who in fact even went to France. He covered it in Paris and he was able to feel the atmosphere, especially in the quarterfinals and I think the semis, Pravi.
Yeah, semis,
I think the
quarters and semis,
quarters
yeah,
and semis
yes.
as well. Percy, tell us how it was in France, the atmosphere there. Just repeat it for us so we live vicariously through you, but also remind us what came out of the press conference earlier today. All right, it doesn't look like we are able to connect to Percy properly.
In fact, Maseko, one of our colleagues, Justin Ford, was
also
here at the airport and he had been in Paris as well last week.
Yes.
And he had been reporting for us as well from there. Justin Ford walked in this morning as the Springboks were entering the airport. And I remember speaking to him a few days ago and asked him, and he said that stadium in Saint Denis was just full of South Africans. And he says, you know, 30% of the crowd would have been French and All Black supporters, and they were doing their best to try and drown out the South Africans, but they just couldn't. The likes of A.B. de Villiers, you know, our former Proteas cricketer, was also there. You know, he speaks of Yaku Kriel, former Springbok. There were so many South Africans, so many, you know, regular faces that and he said he felt as if he was walking the stadium in South Africa. So, you know, South Africa went to Paris. And they went for a reason.
Yes.
It was to pick up the little trophy called Ball. And they came back with it. And I'm so glad that we had a presence there as the eNCA. Percival Young had been there, Justin had been there. But more importantly, we had a presence as South Africa. This little country on the southernmost tip of the African continent is not just known in Europe. It's not just known in Tokyo.
No.
You know, it's known across the world.
Like Sia said, you know, I was watching as New Zealand was doing the haka, right? Which sometimes I do feel it. But I looked at the camera that zoomed in on Sia's face and he was mumbling something. And my friend, Slindalo Masigani and I were watching together. And Slee said to me, I think he's probably mumbling, Ipokele, and you know what? That's the first thing he did when he was interviewed after that game.
And that's you know, they've been inspired by the Kujo squad.
Yeah.
You know, a group of young black professionals who have made it a point that they will support the Springboks, and they've been doing so since 2019, and they've gone to every single test match that's in this country, and they come from all corners of this country, and their mission is to make sure that they support the Springbok in song, and the Springbok players, particularly the black ones, have adopted this, and they've made sure that every time they walk in the tandem prior to a game, they are singing Ikwich, because that is a song that black South Africans have sang through the hard times and the good times.
Yeah.
And it is at that moment where they're looking at hardship, where they're looking at a challenge, that Ikwijo inspires them to greatness. So again, you know, Sia sings that, and a lot of the players will sing it when they face a haka, and you need to face a haka as a sign of respect, first of all, because it is the New Zealanders laying down the challenge to you. It is the way the Maoris, you know, celebrate their own culture, but also lay down the challenge. And you need to face up to it, and you need to accept it, because it's a mark of respect. It is not often that they afford that privilege, and especially the Kapa Upanga, which is the haka that they did. And this is a Kapa Upanga was started by the All Blacks started it when they played against the Springboks. So and it is the highest mark of respect, the Kapa Upanga. That's above the Kamate. The Kamate is the traditional one that they've been doing it for over decades.
I did notice it was different.
Yeah, it is different. And again, you know, the Kapa Upanga speaks to the ancestors and their spirits. They call upon them to be with them in their moment of need as a team. And you know, when you understand the Maori culture, you know, I had the privilege of being at the 2011 Rugby World Cup in New Zealand, and being in Taupo. That's where sort of the home of the Maoris is, and to see how they respect their ancestors and call upon them, and how the New Zealand rugby has adopted it, especially the All Blacks, is special, and to pencil the Kapa Opanga and make sure that the first time you actually use it is against the Springboks shows how much they respect the Springboks, and at the same time it's the biggest rival,
exactly.
and when they perform that, you can see that they're calling upon the ancestors. But then we've got Ikuicho.
Yes.
And we've got our national anthem. And Gareth and I were talking about it earlier on. Our national anthem is a prayer.
It's a prayer.
It is a prayer for
in
God
all
to
languages.
bless South Africa. Yeah. And you get to the Afrikaans part where it speaks about this land, about the mountains and the depths of our seas. And then the English part where it says it's the time to come together and united we shall stand. Let us live and strive for freedom in South Africa, our land. And that is our prayer. That is our call.
And at some point it says, let us live and fight for freedom. It's something that this country is known for as well. That sentence is also quite powerful.
And you go, Peter Steph to 28 tackles.
All right, I understand that Ntsako Mkhari is actually ready for us. The team is letting me know. Ntsako, who do you have with you?
Masego, we know the voice, we know the face, we also know her work. I let the lady introduce herself and also just give you a snippet of what she does in poetry and imbongi for the Springboks.
Ibuyela madoda, ibuyela Mzansi Africa, the 4th Rugby World Cup trophy. Jessica Mbangeni lo ukubavla mvelo uthi bujiyanis basoshubela abantwana ukhala kulumla abantwana umgada mdala wathi jamantsonto babasathi babasijekula babaskanwa bezakikini baphanqoza kukuza sayithala zemntana enghambo. We are stronger together.
Springboks are 4-time Rugby World Cup champions. You've been on this journey with them. How does it make you feel now that they've actually brought it home?
We speak life into existence. Because when we did the send-off of the Springbok rugby team, we said, Maibuye, Maibuye, Maibuye Mzansi Africa, Maibuye Africa. We were speaking to the mountains. We were speaking in agreement on the mighty Drakensberg mountain, Pesco Kahlamba. We were speaking in agreement on Cape Galahas, where two mighty oceans meet Indian and Atlantic. We were speaking in agreement on the Orange River that rises from the Lesotho mountains and travel across the desert to the west. Today, we witness the spirit of togetherness. Umoja. Together, we are stronger.
And Masego, there you hear it, it's all about this and just South Africans being stronger together.
Ntsako Mkhari there with Imboni, a very special one because she's been supporting them throughout the course of this tournament.
And Masego, as I spoke about the All Blacks and the Haka, and them calling their ancestors, I'm glad Sister Jessica Mbangeni has done that for us. Because Nahati Slapa, we are here today. The Springboks are here where they are because they stand on the shoulders of giants. They stand on the shoulders of the likes of Otatu Tenkaiqa, Otatu Steve Chwete, Otatu Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, or Oliver Tambo, Reginald Tambo. They stand on the likes of, whether we like it or not, Danny Craven.
Yes.
Many who have brought South African rugby to where it is today. There are many men and women who have brought us to where we are today. And I'm sure, deep in the bowels of the stadium at Saint Denis in Paris on Saturday, the spirit of our rugby ancestors, the spirit of our ancestors and the forefathers of this country, the forefathers from the Khoi and San people that are the originators of this land, to us who now live and walk this land, were there with the Springboks. I've got no doubt about that.
Definitely. I mean, did you see what happened at that final? They got a try, luckily from a forward pass, and it was taken back. And then they missed a very crucial penalty that would have actually made them beat us by 2 points.
Yimimoya. The winds of our spirits blew that ball to the left.
Yes.
And it blew the trophy where? To the south, myself.
It really did. If you've just joined us, we are live for you here at the OR Tambo International Airport for All Angles this Tuesday afternoon. If you've just joined us, where have you been? We've been celebrating with the world champions, that's the Springboks, since around 6 o'clock this morning. Was it already packed by 6 o'clock when you arrived here?
Maseko, I'm not sure anymore because I think I've lost track of time. Because we've been up quite early with the crew. The crew has worked unbelievably well. From Oyama in the van, Tay, our engineer, you got Alfie, you got Omesh, you got JK, I can call Bafana, Malibongwe, Morena Mutupi, Tamsanga, Percival, Eugenie, Ntsako. The crew has really worked overtime. And we've been here since the early hours of the morning. We've taken, the rain.
Okay,
I think our ray of light was
let me help you breathe a little bit, Bravi. And you can take a sip of water as well. As you heard, Bravi has been here since 6 in the morning. In fact, for you to see him at 6 in the morning, it means he was here probably at around 5, an hour before for preparations. Thank you so much for staying with us. I'll see you after this very short break. I'm still with Bravi Ngobeni.